Happy Saturday, foodie friends and grain-free VIPs, and welcome to today's Slice of the Grain-Free Lifestyle episode. My name's Nina Blake, and I'm so excited to help you level up your grain-free lifestyle. Today, our topic is how can you enjoy normal foods without grains or top allergens? Oh my gosh, you picked a good one. I'm so excited. Now, before we do anything, we gotta sing, okay? We gotta get that motivation going, and we gotta keep the vibe up. You ready? I am grain-free and I can do anything. You are grain-free and you can do anything. We are grain-free and we can do anything. Dance with me. We are grain-free and we can do anything. Why? Because there's so much to be enjoyed. There's so much life to get back when we get the grains and allergens out of our lifestyle. We know our doctors have recommended to us, ditch the grains, ditch the allergens. Your healing path is on the other side of the foods that you need to abandon, our doctors have told us. So, okay, but how do we eat like normal? And I'm curious right now, as you're coming on and being notified that I am here live with you, what does normal look like for you? Go ahead and tell me in the comments below. And if you're seeing this on replay, please tell me below and use hashtag replay. For me, my normal life looks like eating my normal foods. That means waffles and pancakes for breakfast, the occasional brunch, right? Some cinnamon rolls, chocolate chip cookies, brownies, pizza and cake on my birthday, all my favorite traditional holiday foods, including stuffing and pies. And let's not forget, I can smell summer, and that means all of my favorite cookout foods, the trifles with the nice cream that stays so cold even in the heat, right? Icebox desserts, I want everything. And I'm not going to let grains and allergens stand in my way, and you shouldn't either. So in today's live episode, I am going to give you 3 tips that you can use to get normal foods back on your menu without grains and allergens. All right, the first one is know your grains and your hidden grains so that you can avoid them. We'll talk more about that. Then find building block recipes to replace the foods that you need to ditch, okay? And then learn to break recipes so that you can add your family favorites back to your table. Now, we're gonna hit pause for a minute and we're gonna actually look at what this looks like, because I can't talk to you about food without food. So, let's take a nice little hamburger roll here. These are my fluffy grain-free hamburger rolls, and they're cold because they were in the fridge. I keep my baked goods in the fridge to prolong their shelf life, okay? Hey, Lori, I'm so glad you're here with me. What does normal foods look like to you? If you could enjoy anything without grains and allergens, what would that be? So I baked these yesterday, and these are some fluffy hamburger rolls, and good thing. All right, so we've got a hamburger roll. We're gonna cook it. Simple. Now, yesterday, I grilled some cheeseburgers. And I don't mean like fake cheeseburgers with fake cheese. This is my homemade American cheese, okay? Homemade American cheese. There's no gluten, no grains, no dairy, no egg, no soy, no corn, no almond, no cashew, no peanut, no sesame, no legumes, and no lectins. And I'm just gonna swap these patties out. So we're gonna heat these up, and I'm gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna talk about this over lunch. Okay, so just heat this for just a minute. And so, while my cheeseburger patties are heating, we can talk about what it means to know your hidden grains so you can get them out of your menu. Because once you know what they are, it's so much easier to avoid them. Hey Brianna, so glad you're here. We got Brianna Greensides here with us. Welcome. Hidden grains are the more than 150 ingredients made from grains that lurk on labels. So like the time when I picked up sweet potato chips in the checkout line at TJ Maxx, and I was just grab myself some sweet potato chips, sweet potatoes, right? No grains. And then I was on my way with my bags in the car to my next destination, right? TJ Maxx run, gonna get groceries, and I felt it in my stomach. And I did not feel right. And sure enough, check the label, and what's there? Maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is one of the more than 150 grain-based ingredients that hide on our menu. Now, I am not saying that you should live a life of protein and veggies. If you've seen what I eat, you know that's not what I believe in. Instead, I believe in eating normal foods without grains and the allergens that wreak havoc on our body, and using different ingredients to add hamburger rolls back to our menu. Okay? Same thing with the dairy-free American cheese that's on my burgers. Let's check that out. So, got my cheese here, and you can see it melts, right? It's real cheese. It's just made with different ingredients. This is homemade. The recipe is in my VIP recipe box. So, burger base, and where is my barbecue? Because I have discovered that I absolutely love barbecue cheeseburgers. We've got Fabiola here. Hi, Fabiola. Great to see you. Thanks for being live with me. So what does it mean to you to enjoy normal foods? Like, what foods would you want to enjoy without grains or top allergens? So I'm just putting a little bit of barbecue sauce here, and then I'm going to put patty number 1, and then I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on top. Okay. And one of the ways that I am able to not cook every day is because I meal prep and I batch cook. So yesterday I made 20 cheeseburgers. And so even though my husband and I, we each had some nice double cheeseburgers, we've got plenty more to last us. Okay. Now, if you think for a second that I'm fitting this whole thing in my mouth, no. And certainly not without a napkin. Okay. So I've got my knife. And we said, knowing our grains are grain-based ingredients. And if you're like, there's 150 of them, where am I gonna find those? Well, there's a 5-page list of hidden grains in my VIP recipe box. If you want that list, put VIP in the comments below. Hey, Casey Ricotta's here live with me. So glad you're here with me live, Casey. So we're talking about how we can enjoy normal foods without grains and top allergens. And our 3 strategies today are knowing our hidden grains and our grains so we can avoid them, using building blocks to use in our recipes, and then breaking recipes. And we just really briefly went over knowing our grains and our grain-based ingredients. There are more than 150 grain-based ingredients and hidden grains hiding right under our noses on labels. I told you about the maltodextrin that I found in my sweet potato chips. Now, before I cut into this, the cheese here, this is American cheese. This is homemade, okay? It didn't come out of a bag. It includes no fillers. It's dairy-free, and it is completely top allergen free. No grains, no top allergens. So how does that happen? Well, because I call them building blocks. Ingredients, because they're not recipes, they're ingredients, but that you need to avoid, that you don't want to live without. So for example, butter. Many of you have probably bought dairy-free butter at the store, and if that's working for you, keep doing it. I cannot buy dairy-free butter at the store because we have a ginormous allergy list. At our house, our allergy list is apples, almonds, bananas, beef, blueberries, cassava, corn, dairy, eggs, all grains, peas, pork, potatoes, soy, pineapple, oranges, sunflower, sweet potatoes, active yeast, benzoic acid, and my husband is lectin and legume free. And if you're going, oh my God, Nina, what do you eat? Water, soup? No, this is why I showed you. I'm having a double cheeseburger for lunch. I am having a double cheeseburger with homemade barbecue sauce and homemade cheese on homemade bread. Not bad, right? I mean, if you could eat double cheeseburgers and avoid grains and allergens, it might actually be doable. It is doable. The two are not mutually exclusive. We can eat like normal and avoid grains and the allergens we need to. Now, before I take a bite, I want to show you my butter. This is my lectin-free butter. And this butter, right, it's homemade butter, and it has no dairy, it has no grains, it has no top allergens. I use a butter mold to make it look like butter. It's made with coconut milk, and the coconut haters out there, hold up, it does not taste like coconut, because one of the things I teach my VIPs to do is to neutralize the flavor of coconut. Okay, so if you'd like to learn more about that, put VIP below. Okay, so this is my dairy-free butter, and it's one of what I was talking about. It's a building block recipe. The butter, the cheese, the flour that I use in the bread. And if you're going, oh, I've tried that grain-free baking thing and every recipe is different, I have to keep it simple. So what I do is I have my building blocks. Every time a recipe calls for flour, I use my lectin-free flour, my grain-free flour. It's very simple so that I am not constantly in the zone where I am reinventing the wheel. All right, time to take a bite. Oh my God, this is amazing. That feeling that you get at a cookout where you are really enjoying a burger and the whole world is perfect, that is, you can have that feeling again because you can eat like normal again. One more bite and I'm gonna start talking again. And I don't even care that I have barbecue sauce on my face, because you know what? It feels pretty good to have barbecue sauce on my face after eating a double cheeseburger. So building blocks, those are the ingredients that are essential to making your family favorite recipes, like your cheese for your cheeseburger and your butter for your cookies and your flour for your breads and your baked goods, your sour cream, your cream cheese. Those building blocks help us kind of lift us up from the zone of exclusion, missing out, and perpetual sadness. Yes, I said perpetual sadness, right? And so they get us closer to eating like normal again. Because when I want to have a double cheeseburger, I have a barbecue sauce recipe. Boom. I have a cheese recipe, right? So these building blocks that we use, I mean, let's be honest, when you make burgers at home and you're pre-grain-free, pre-allergy-friendly life, you didn't go to recipes, right? You went to ingredients. And so using these building block recipes, we once again have these ingredients at our fingertips. Again, one more bite. I'm gonna lick my fingers. Hi, Nancy. Nancy Brown is here. Nancy, I'm so glad you're here with me live. So we were just talking about how we can get normal foods back to our table without grains and top allergens. And to prove it, I am eating a double cheeseburger here. This is my grain-free roll with my homemade American cheese, my homemade cheeseburgers, right? Totally normal food. So we've talked about avoiding hidden grains. Now, I'm not suggesting that you live without flavor. This is my homemade ranch seasoning, okay? I use it all the time. It gives flavor. It's made with garlic, dehydrated onion, parsley, and salt. Simple, no hidden grains. The wonderful thing about this is that when we know what our hidden grains are, we can avoid them. We can eat safely. We can add loads of flavor to our table without the guesswork and without constantly being knocked down by hidden grains and their unwanted side effects. You know, the ones that hit you there. All right. So I want you to remember, I have been doing this for 13 years and I struggled. I struggled for the first 5 years. There was way too much crying. Okay. And that's why I do these lives and that's why I coach, so that you do not have to go through that. It's just, I don't want anybody else to suffer, to spend a decade figuring it out the way I did. Now, we got to talk about what everybody wants. Most people can skip the appetizers. They can even skip a burger to cook out. But when it comes to those cherished family recipes and gatherings, and you're sitting there and you're watching other people eat cake on your birthday, yes, that has happened to me. My family didn't know what to do. They were like, we don't know how to help you, right? Birthdays are different. Everybody sings you happy birthday, except it doesn't sound like that. It goes like this. It's your birthday, it's true. There's no cake for you. Eat your protein and veggies and watch us eat cake. Now you can cry. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. People are singing as you're watching them devour your birthday cake, and it hurts. And that's where the third step comes in. Breaking recipes. And if you're like, that's what? Breaking recipes. That's where we take recipes and we break them down. And we say, what are the ingredients in this recipe that I can't have? Take them out. Now, how am I going to get this recipe without those ingredients? And that is what I teach my VIPs to do. This morning, one of my VIPs was like, I want my mom's pudding cake back on my menu. And so together we broke that recipe. In a VIP lounge meetup, some gals wanted tortillas. And so we broke a recipe for tortillas. And now they can have real tortillas with their family. And if you're like, we've tried those. Hold on. These are not the cassava-based tortillas that you buy at the store that crumble. No, these are real tortillas that hold their shape. How do we do that? Because we are using food science to take apart the recipes and build them back together. And that's how I got my hamburger rolls. That's how I got my cheese, using food science to do that. Now, please, don't spend 10 years figuring this out the way I did. If what I'm saying resonates with you, then I want you to come explore the VIP recipe box with me. Use the link below so that we can meet, and I will give you a tour and show you what is waiting there for you. And together, we will break those recipes and add your favorite foods back to your table. So let's go over that again. How can you get grain-free foods? How can you eat like normal while avoiding grains and allergens? I've got 3 tips for you today. 1, know your grains and your grain-based ingredients so that you are not being assaulted by them and constantly getting the unwelcome, unwanted side effects in your body. 2, get yourself some building block recipes like flour, an egg replacer, and butter, and cheese, dairy-free American cheese, dairy-free mozzarella cheese, dairy-free cheddar cheese, pizza crust, all those building blocks so that you know what to use. You've got substitutions that actually work without hidden grains. And then learn to break recipes so that when you want your grandmother's cornbread, you're able to have it without grains and the allergens that cause chaos in your body. This is what I teach. So if this resonates with you, use the link below and come tour the VIP recipe box with me. If you haven't done it yet, I promise you, you're going to leave with some tips. We'll meet on Zoom. You will see me like this, and I'll get to see you. And you're going to tell me what you want to add back to your menu without grains and allergens. And together, we will make a plan for making that happen. Okay? I believe in you because the possibilities are endless when you break a recipe. All right, sing with me now. I am grain-free and I can do anything. I am grain-free and I can do anything. You are grain-free and you can do anything. You are grain-free and you can do anything. We are grain-free and we can do anything. I'll see you on our call. Have a wonderful week. I love you all.